All right, guys, welcome to 3K with Gino. This is a recap of night two of SummerSlam. Here comes Toddy for her occasional. Oh, yeah. There you go. There's Toddy. We're in a different location today with a family weekend in BC. So I'm here at my mom's house for the couple hours. We're gonna do the show here. Um, Absolutely incredible night two. I'll say that much better than night one. Overall, night one was a great success too. Crazy cash in. You saw mine Collins' reaction, but that well after this, hug me, Toddy, hug me. After I do the review, I'll be doing grades of each match, and you'll be surprised with how I grade Punk and Gunther. Some of you may like it, some of you may not. Toddy was not a fan of Punk and Gunther, as you can tell. She gave me the licks of approval to say, "Bat, grade it how you want to grade it." But doggy, we got the other dog over there. Hey, Benzo. Let's get into this, guys. Night two kicked off with the Women's World Championship match. Naomi versus Io Sky versus I keep wanting to say Jay Park Rhea Ripley. Really, really good match. Thought it had great storytelling. There's even parts of the match where Rio and Ia teamed together to try and beat Naomi, and Naomi dominated opening parts of the match. The the finish itself was very creative, very crazy, and it's pretty obvious to anyone that can read or see that Naomi will probably be dropping that belt at France to Stephanie Van Kier. Back way, however you want to pronounce it, as Nikki Bella likes to say. Also, Nikki Bella's minus one breast because one exploded in a match. Yeah, that's neither here nor there. Very good match, like I said. If you have about 17 minutes out of your day, probably second best women's match on the entire card. Um, Following that, we had the 16, 12 person, technically 16 person ladder match. If you guys have about 16 minutes out of your day, I'd go check this out. The bump of the weekend is going to go to Candice LeRae. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go and check it out. She legitimately or you can even go on social media, you'll see it. She gets hit off a ladder and goes through a ladder. But I'm not doing it justice. The way the height it was, the way she fell, the way she sold it. I don't know if she actually was unconscious or if she was selling like she was unconscious or if she legitimately got hurt. But Candice LeRae is getting the bump of the weekend. She tweeted out she's fine. But I guess we'll wait and see. But that bump was without a shadow of doubt the bump of the weekend. If you can find it on social media, go ahead and do it. But yeah, like I said, it was pretty much a 16-person ladder match because the teams, Dexter Loomis, Joe Gacy, the Street Profits, the DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, Andrade, and Ray Phoenix. And I'm gonna say this: I don't know if anyone's noticed it, but ladders don't like Andrade because he went to do the Sunset Powerbomb onto Uncle Howdy and crushed himself on a ladder again. So ladders definitely do not like Andrade. We also had, sorry if I mentioned Axiom and Nathan Fraser. We also had, for the Street Profits, we had DIY, we had the White Six, we had Andrade, we had Phoenix. Hold on, I think. No, and they're all there. Mostly machine guns. So, yes. Hey! Yeah, 12 men to start the match. I thought somebody would get injured. Surprisingly, they pulled this off with nobody getting injured, which was my biggest fear. Um, Very, very good match. The White Six win. A lot of crazy spots. Dexter Loomis does this wonton. Um, Very good match. Like I said, I mean, rate all these matches later on. I'm just giving you Cliff Notes version. A lot of crazy spots. It's another match. If you have 60 minutes out of your day, go check it out. We had two shocks on the weekend. One was on Saturday. Is we saw Tiffany defend her title against right Tiffany against Jade Cargill. Sorry, drawing a blank there for a second. That's all I wrestling. Oh, in 2 days, guys. That was a very good match. Following that tag ladder match, we had Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. And my personal favorite match of the entire weekend. A lot of crazy spots and a few throwbacks, even if people didn't catch it at first. Um, Becky Lynch kind of paid tribute to John Cena. She zip tied Lyra Valkyria's hands together, and that was kind of uncomfortable. The amount of time she was zip tied and the beating she took, and the way she was trying to figure out how to get her hands out of the zip ties. But the tribute was when she strung her to the post and repeatedly just drilled her with a candlestick in the stomach. And it sounds like we were making an ungodly points, but that was kind of an uncomfortable part of that match. But that match overall in general, absolutely brilliant. Bailey interfered like I thought she was going to, and she did cost Lyra the match, like many people speculated she would. But it was kind of like an oopsie accident because she was trying to get Becky, but got Lyra instead. So I don't know if the fall's going to be of that today. But as of right now, Lyra can no longer challenge for the Women's United States Championship as long as Becky is champion. Um, excuse me, guys. They are now 2-2 with each other, and if you want to actually do a total, Becky's 3-2 up because of that triple threat match at Evolution. So my question is, Bailey gonna get the belt next? Also, Becky did beat a brand new, really cool theme song, much better than her old song, in my personal opinion. So that power couple gets to walk out of SummerSlam with both their belts. And here's one that was kind of a shock of the weekend, for me at least. Solo Sikoa beat Jacob Fatu to retain his United States Championship. I 100% thought that Jacob was getting that belt back, but also Jacob might be onto bigger and better things, and Solo is United States Champion right now, is absolutely doing a brilliant job. My only question now is apparently Big Jim wrapped up SmackDown when he got beat by Tala Tonga the other week, so does that mean that we're walking away from Jacob versus Solo? What do you do with both those guys? There's a lot of questions left for WrestleMania. I mean, rest for this after this weekend on Hot WrestleMania. But very good match. Excuse me. Following that, we had AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio. Match is as good as you thought it was going to be because those are two very good wrestlers. AJ Styles, even in the advanced stage, still can go in the ring compared to Old Man Phil, aka CM Punk. And we'll talk about that again when we do the grading. Um, Dominic Mysterio retains. Kind of shocking and not shocking. The Judgment Day had a good and bad day. Bad weekend as they lost the tag titles, but they kept the Intercontinental title. So now it's only the dudes that have the titles. But Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez are getting a rematch. They're obviously going to lose that rematch tomorrow. I mean, today and Monday Night Raw. Because they're not taking the titles off Alexa and Charlotte that quickly unless they're doing the exact same thing they did with Lyra and Becky, where one's going to turn on the other the day after beating the Judgment Day. I can't see them doing that twice in a row, but WWE's done a lot stupider things. And then we had Cena versus Cody 2. Much, much, much better than Cena versus Cody 1. Longest match of the weekend went almost 40 minutes. If you got 40 minutes out of your time, take a look. Hey! Um, Very good match. It's John Cena going back to being face. Cena, him and Cody just beat the ever living hell out of each other in a street fight. Cody ended up winning the match with the crossroads, of course. And then they're over there. And then we had a surprise return that nobody thought they'd ever see happen. That return was Brock Lesnar returning to the WWE. Very, very cool. As I said, discussing with Colin, he asked me what my opinions were. I don't think Brock did anything wrong worth getting banned, so I guess I'm playing with my baldness, as you can see. Um, I don't think Bronk ever did. Brock did anything. Well, I say Bronk. Who's Bronk? Combination of Braun Breaker and Brock Lesnar. Um, I don't think Brock personally did anything wrong. And it's very cool that it was John Cena himself who reportedly asked for Brock to come back. Um, like I sorry guys, mom and the dog's in the background there. I can't wait to see Brock versus Cena finish this thing up because we got what? You saw my video, like 7, 8 Cena matches dates left total. Um, and then his conclusion is in December. So, like I said, I was never the biggest Cena fan, but he was a big part of wrestling for a long time. I was more into my adulthood when Cena came along, but he's still important to wrestling, in my opinion. Very important to the WWE. Um, Very cool. Very, very cool to see Brock back. I see Janelle Grant's lawyer team just dropped something today. Like, your issue with the fans, leave this other shit be, let it ride. Brock did, in my opinion, did no wrong. He got pictures sent to him. He didn't touch her, didn't do anything with her. It was a very shocking surprise, like Triple H said on post match yesterday or Saturday. He did good for Matthew. I haven't seen nothing yet, and he wasn't lying. Hey, come on, guys. By the way, girl, stop. You can hear the dogs fighting or playing with the ball in the background. Um, now let's get into the grading here. We're gonna start with night one's gradings. Roman Reigns, Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker, Paul and Bronson Reed. Easy for me. Gets a gold plus. Absolutely brilliant match. Brilliant storytelling. Great in-ring work by all four men. Not surprising in the least bit. Kind of surprised. I thought for sure they probably would have let Bronson and Braun win, maybe because Roman's going away for a while again, is the rumor. Not surprised it was Jay. They got the pin. Not surprised it was Bronson who took the pin. Good storytelling. A lot of crazy spots. There's even Braun Breaker little song along made worldwide. If you guys haven't seen that, go look that up. He says, "Let's sing a song," and Roman Reigns. But a very good match, good storytelling. Um, I enjoyed it thoroughly, even though he called me a little bit of it, because, like I said, I didn't realize it was going at 3 o'clock. As it had been broadcast as 4. Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss versus the Judgment Day's Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. I'm gonna give this a solid gold. Very good match. I'm surprised Charlotte got beat down as bad as she did and took a beating the majority of the match. Alexa is always so just on point with everything she does, as is Charlotte. Charlotte sell on Alexa's punch where Charlotte sell on Alexa's punch where she legitimately like comically got knocked out like her father would have sold it. Brilliant. Alexa's facial expressions realizing she messed up and hit the wrong person. The Judgment Day just add teamwork together is brilliant. Everything about that match was very good. It told the perfect story. And like for that reason alone, gold. Um I gotta remember there's a lot of matches. A lot of matches. Sami Zayn and Karrion Cross told an exact story it needed to tell. It went the distance it should have went. I think the wrong person won that match. There was teasing that Sammy was going to turn, but didn't. But I truly, honestly think the wrong person won this match so they could continue the feud. Unfortunately, that seems to be the blow off, and I don't know what you do with Carrie in next, or Sammy for that matter. Um, for those reasons and those reasons alone, I'm going to give it a silver. It had nothing to do with the in-ring work. The in-ring work and the match itself was very good. Just I didn't like the fact the way they did what they did, and I personally think the wrong person won the match. Um, that being said, I'm going to give it a solid silver. Following that, we had probably the shortest match of the entire. Actually, no, not for a second shortest. Tiffany Stratton and Jade. They threw each other around a little bit, but you could tell Jade botched a few times in this match. Overall, good match, but WWE soured on Jade apparently already, and you can kind of tell why. She's definitely not ready to be put in that mainstream picture yet. Maybe put her at the mid card title if possible. If not, something a little bit. Maybe keep her in the tag team division with a new tag team partner so she can get protected. But I don't think Jade is capable of carrying a main title on a main company, kind of why AEW let her go in a way. You can say she had the TBS title for the women's, but it was interesting. I'll say that a lot of people are thinking the wrong person won. I think the right person won. You could do so much more with Tiffy, even have a little feud with Bianca now, or God knows what else you want to do with her. Maybe bring up a couple of the NXT girls, have her have a feud with Lash Legend in the near future. Just keep her away from Nia Jax from now on because we don't see that anymore. As a grade, I'm going to give it a silver, as with the Sami Zayn and Karrion Cross one. Very good match, good storytelling, just kind of clunky at points. Therefore, unfortunately, cannot get a better grade than that silver. Overall, though, enjoyable, watchable, passable as a match. Following that, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul. Randy Orton, Drew, and Jelly Roll. God bless this Jelly Roll, man. That splash he took from the table, through the table from Logan Paul. My God Almighty! Like this guy shocked me with how. That's one thing I kept telling Collins. I want to see how good this guy's going to be. And Colin just laughed at me. Didn't think he'd be able to do much. And what he was able to do, he did perfectly. Fuck Logan Paul. Sorry, I'm not going to ever be able to not care for Logan Paul. Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. They're just brilliant at what they do. The match itself was enjoyable, watchable, passable, more than I could say for certain match on WrestleMania on SummerSlam. Sorry. Um, like I said, I really liked Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll's performance I thought was absolutely brilliant for a dude who's never wrestled or stepped in a wrestling ring in his life and has about 2 months worth of training. Also, also fuck Travis Scott, the little bitch, decided to double cross WWE and do what he did, but that's neither here nor there. Jelly Roll stepped in, did his job, did it perfectly. Very, very, very impressive. Jelly Roll. I thought the match in general was a very good match. Very passable, like I said. All four guys look great. Jelly Roll took probably one of the best spots in the entire weekend with that splash from Logan Paul. Nothing will tap Candice LeRae spot, what she did. Like I said, we'll talk about that when we get to that. Again, I'm gonna give that match a gold. All right. Following that, we had CM Punk versus Gunther in the second longest match of the weekend. And if you have 30 minutes out of your day, as you saw me and Colin completely zoned out during parts of that match, go find something else to do because I hate to shit on wrestlers and I'm grateful for what they do. When Drew McIntyre was talking about wrestlers who don't look like wrestlers, I'm pretty sure he was defining CM Punk in that promo where he said you guys have to hit the gym. CM Punk either has to start doing something to make his body look better or wear full body shoots or I'm not trying to body shame this dude. For one thing, he does not look like what a professional wrestler looks like. He's gotten really old, really slow. Come on, come on. Wow, can you let them out? I'm just doing this. Um, he is not able to compete with the big boys anymore. Personally, I feel bad for Gunther because his point of this match is his drag. There's, like me and Colin said, there's probably a good 10-minute stretch that didn't need to happen that happened in that match. And unfortunately, we had to sit through it. Proud of CM Punk for selling the way he sold, but at the same point, I don't know if much of it was selling or just pure exhaustion from CM Punk because he looked like he was done about a quarter into that match. I even talked to other wrestling friends, not my group chat and not Colin, who actually still watch wrestling, and they thought the exact same thing. And I don't think CM Punk should ever be near the title again. He did win it, like we saw, and then this match for me, sorry, is gonna get a. If you can get below bronze, that's what this is gonna get because it is one of the big people thought John Cena versus Cody Rhodes was bad, and it was bad, and it's still gonna make my worst matches of 2025 match list. But unless I see something that could top it, this is the worst match of 2025 in my personal opinion. And people are like, you don't get it. There's story. There's this. There's that. And yes, there is. I understand that. And I've been watching wrestling longer than most people have been alive. But it just didn't click for me, if that makes sense. And I'm not the only person that thinks that way. I should go on the internet and you'll see a lot of people thinking the way I do. Um, it's unfortunate. I'm not gonna lie. I was looking forward to this match. It just didn't work, if that makes sense to you guys. It didn't click properly. It just nothing about it was right. I've had 2 days sit here and think about it and think about what I liked and didn't like about that match. I like Gunther's performance. Other than that, like a lot of the things CM Punk tried to do, you could tell he messed up on. He was too oily. I don't know what it was, but he slipped out of like 5 power bombs weren't landed properly. He couldn't run to do his running anymore. A lot of his offense looked really, really bad. He couldn't barely lift up Gunther to do the go to sleep. And then if you watch on the cash in when he tried to swing at Seth Rollins with the belt to keep him away from winning the championship, he completely missed that. I think Seth Rollins entering and doing his little shtick at the top of the ramp was the second best part of this entire match, next to Gunther's performance alone. I'm gonna give Seth Rollins a gold because the way he sold us and sold the injury. The matches, I'm gonna give Gunther a gold because of his performance. I'm gonna give CM Punk and this match a bronze. CM Punk was awful in this match. It's probably the worst I've ever seen CM Punk, and the match itself was just not good. So that might be shocking to some people, to me, and a lot of people actually been following wrestling a long time. I don't think it's that shocking. It was horrendously bad. All right, guys. So let's go rate the match that I just talked about a little bit earlier on. Naomi versus Rhea versus Io Sky. You can't go wrong. Brilliant match. Great storytelling. Gold. The ladder match with all the crazy spots and all 16 people that were involved in it. Everyone did their job perfectly. The entire Wyatt Six is out there to help make sure those belts never went anywhere. B-Fat took a crazy Russian leg sweep off the ladder. I've talked about it repeatedly. Candice LeRae alone for that spot is going to get a gold. Andrade versus the Lasher is going to get a gold because I find it comically hilarious. This guy seems to end up hurting himself on ladders in one area you don't want to get hurt if you're a dude. The match itself, absolutely brilliant, really good storytelling, great blow off match for all these teams that worked so hard to get to where they got. I wish they could put this much effort into the Raw Tag Team division. They can't because there's not as many teams. Maybe they'll bring some of those guys over from SmackDown to Raw. Um, who knows? The match itself, I'm gonna give it gold. So there's 3 golds in that match. Following that, hey, you're fighting. Come here. Can I dance? What's not yes? Yeah. Where's your shoes? Um, sorry guys. Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria, easily gold plus. My favorite match of the entire weekend. Great storytelling. The peril Lyra was in with her hands being handcuffed, not being able to do anything. A lot of really crazy spots, crazy callbacks, even a tribute to John Cena and Randy Orton. Like I said earlier on, Becky's interference is going to play pivotal tonight in Raw with Lyra. Just brilliant, brilliant, brilliant job by everyone involved. Gold plus. Solo and Jacob Fatu, I'm going to give this a silver. Did not live up to the hype I thought it was going to. Good match, good wrestlers, just not what I thought it was going to be. Dominic Rey Mysterio, I can't wait to see Dominic Mysterio and, AJ Styles. Decent match. AJ's still better than CM Punk will ever be. Um, this match for me is going to be getting silver, solely just because it only got a limited amount of time to tell the story it's supposed to tell. Maybe we'll get a maybe we'll get a rematch with France because we know how much France loves AJ. Remember the crowd last year. Um, and maybe AJ wins it then. Um, very very good match, good story, great wrestling in ring action for all those guys. It's gonna get a silver. Cody Rhodes, John Cena gets a gold. Like I said, better than Cena. Cody Rhodes won, and the surprise, or not the surprise, the fact Cody won but then turned heel, kind of shocking, made me happy. Um, so now we have the belt off of Cena, and we have Lesnar coming back. That's another gold for Lesnar coming back. I like the WWE pulled the trigger on him. They weren't afraid. Plus, I think they knew they needed him, and he did nothing wrong. Um, gold to that, just gold to overall night two. I'm gonna give night one a silver, sorry, because it wasn't as good. It was good. It just wasn't as good. It seemed like night one was a little bit clunkier compared to night two. But as a show overall, I'm gonna give the whole thing a gold. And I'll talk to you guys in a few days here. Enjoy the aftermath on Raw and on SmackDown. Excuse me, guys. And for that to come out, and we'll talk in a few days. Bye.